The death of a second-year veterinary college student, JS Sidharth, in Wayanad has snowballed into a massive outrage among the student communities of Kerala. Kerala State Union State Vice President Ann Sebastian talked to me from the Secretariat in Thiruvananthapuram. She was at the second consecutive day of hunger strike of state presidents of Youth Congress, KSU, as well as Mahila Congress. She talked to me at length about the regularity of the mob trials that are conducted by SFI leaders. Calling them criminals, she said their actions go unchecked because they are protected by those in power in the state.
The importance of this issue, it is not simply a student death or student issue. By recognizing the importance of this issue, yesterday onwards, in front of Secretariat, the Youth Congress President, State President, Mahila Congress State President, and the Kerala Student Union State President have started their hunger strike. Recognized this issue is not only just a student issue or a campus issue. It have more wider meaning or very depth behind this crime. So they also understand the seriousness of this issue, this crime, and so
what nobody is talking about is the mob trial syndrome, Alkuta Vicharana, that led to Siddharthan's death. We are trying to understand why there is not much outrage about, apart from the students union, students themselves, why there is everybody is turning a blind eye towards this mob trial syndrome that, from what we mostly know, what has been alleged, are SFI workers.
The basic thing behind this incident is that there is a group or the political party which handle the power inside the college, inside the university as its elected union members. Outside, the authority who control or who takes action in this administrative section is the syndicate, the Vice-Chancellor, the Dean, and the more power sector who control them, the government, the CPIM government who handle the power is the basic thing which spread fear on the students. They know that they can do anything. They can question anybody who oppose them, ideologically oppose, or a little actions which oppose the ruling team or the gang or the union members or the political party. They will attack with that much cruelly. They are attacking those who oppose them. The basic essence of this democracy is eliminated from this university because of the autocracy of SFI. It is not 1 hour or 2 hours, 4 days. Sidharth was facing this cruelty. He was the clothes was taken off. He was beaten until the belt was teared, broken out. He was beaten, and its postmortem report is very a human being can't tolerate or read his postmortem report without tears come from our eyes. His body had more than 19 injuries. His stomach was empty without food and water for the last 3 days of his death. And I remember that his father has said, very emotional, very painful sentence to the very famous media, that I worked in Gulf countries. I was a labor in Gulf countries for last few years for giving my son good food. Why can't these criminals give at least a glass of water before his death? The teachers support them, the dean support them, the hostel warden support them. So because of this, we all demand that not only these 18 students, some management who supported, who gave, who accelerated this crime is the management. They should be included as culprit list. Now we know that the dean is suspended.
So, Anne, you mean to say that this mob justice mentality, where this mob trial happened, why did this happen? What is the information that you have? How this boy Siddharthan was summoned back to the college premises? From where on this torture, as you said, began for him?
The information which I have is that a celebration happened in the university. Some disagreements happens with Sidharth, with the union members, with the SFI leaders in the campus related to the Valentine's Day celebration. It is very common or very minute issue which happens in every college. He performed a dance in Valentine's Day. Some disagreements happened upon that issue that led to this torturing. Even SFI can't tolerate little disagreement. They expect complete autocracy in the campus as their role.
Other information is that he misbehaved with a girl, and according to which a complaint was also filed against him with the university.
The complaint is rising after his death. He was forced to do suicide or somebody hanged him. This mob trial happened inside a university, inside a campus, inside a hostel. That is the basic thing behind it, that the confidence gained by the student union leaders and to the hostlers, hostel warden or the management who support them. They can conduct the mock trial, they can beat, they can make injury upon a student. Those who oppose the ideology of SFI, we heard that this mock trial handled by the union leaders or SFI leaders inside that campus, because they know that if anybody complains against them, if anybody writes any opposing voice against them, they can suppress or they can remove their presence in the campus through the power they handle. The syndicate, the dean, the vice-chancellor, the government supports all the activities. Let it be good or bad, let it be the crime which have any extent, they have a confidence that the power section in this society, the government and their party cadres will give the priority to the not to the righteousness or the truth. That is the psychology behind these criminals who do this unbelievable crime, this cruel activity, that they are confident that let him die, let him get out of this campus. That will not affect them. They will get a clear protection from their party or the power what that party handles. That is the basic psychology behind the mock trials happening in the campuses. Don't think that Sidharth is a one victim of the SFI mock trial or violence. He is only one among many hundreds of students facing this kind of cruelty, ragging in our university, in Kerala University. I'm standing near to Kerala University now. It is a very common thing. Some students survive and they will continue their campus. Sometimes like this events happen, like this discussions happen. When the Sidharth death happened, all the media or including we take this issue very seriously.
So you mean to say that this Alkuta Vijarana, this mob trial, this mob justice, this vigilante justice is not the first incident. Siddhartha's death is the first death. It is a common practice is what you are saying.
Not in every campuses, but we can see when one political party, when the SFI have total authority in the union administration, and when their government, when the LDF, when the CPIM government is handling the power to this continuous years, the syndicate members, the vice-chancellor, the teachers, the hostel warden who are responsible should guide the students in proper way, surrendering themselves, surrendering their ethical logic to this power section. That is the main reason behind. You just think that if a hostel warden will understand this cruelty. When a hostel warden sees this event, this union leaders know he will not report this. That is the confidence behind that. These student leaders, these SFI leaders know that if Sidharth or his parents give a complaint to Vice-Chancellor, nothing is going to happen. They will be safe all time. It is common in MG University, in Kerala University. You just conduct a inspection inside the MG and Kerala University campuses. The students who completed their course 10 years before, those who have age of 30, 40 is still staying in the university campus house. For what? In the support of this SFI. By understanding the single thing can understand. They also fear. They would like to get promotion. They are prepared to take the safe zone. The teachers who have the responsibility to correct the mistake are taking the safe zone by getting the pride from the power, the government.
You mean to say that these SFI activists have been doing this for long, since the CPIM has been in ruling, and those who are in power, those who are the mob lynchers, these guys are being protected by the government, is what you are saying?
I will give the correct evidence for that. Sidharth death is happening in February 18. After that, a complaint is rising about him, about he have misbehaved to a girl. Can we hear from any management? Will any management will dare to conduct a inquiry commission of a inquiry committee was called to discuss the complaint against the Sidharth after the death of the Sidharth? Is any management in the state or nation will dare to do that? It's because that they should protect this criminals. They should manipulate a reason that Siddharth's death was because he was afraid about a complaint related to he misbehaved to a girl. And we can see that when the dead body of the Siddharth was in Sultan Batheri Taluk office, the Vice-Chancellor of university didn't make an attempt to go to that hospital. He conducted the interviews related to the promotions of the teachers. 2 or 3 days, a celebrated interview sections was conducted inside the university when the dead body of Siddharth was at Sultan Batheri Taluk office. So it is clear that the management, the dean, the vice-chancellor will stand with the criminals. And also the SFI leaders know that let them do anything, they will get the support from the management because they stand with the ruling section. They stand with the CPI government who will always protect the criminals. They stand with the criminals, not with the victim. This is not a simple issue, should be discussed inside the Kerala. Outside the state, this issue should be studied. The awareness should be spread all around our nation and outside the nation also. I also thank your attempt for understanding the seriousness of this issue.
That was Ann Sebastian, the KSU state vice president, talking to us about Siddhartha's death and the protests and the outrage that has been felt throughout the student community in Kerala. Now, the latest development is that PC Shashindran, the stand-in vice chancellor after the earlier vice chancellor of Kerala Veterinary and Animal Science University was suspended. PC Shashindran has suspended the college authorities, which include Dr. M.K. Narayan, Dean and Warden, and Dr. R. Kandanathan, Assistant Professor and Assistant Warder, from service in regards to death of JS Sidharth. Now, this decision was taken by the stand-in VC after the unsatisfactory explanation given by the authorities to him and also to facilitate a smooth inquiry regarding this case. From what we have understood of what Anne has said so far, that this mob trial is the general modus operandi of SFI, which enjoys a certain immunity as it is a student wing of the ruling CPIM. And as such, the police and other authorities turn a blind eye towards these misdemeanors. But is this incident just a misdemeanor? Doesn't this mount to a Khaap Panchayat sort of vigilante mob justice? As we all know, Khaap Panchayat is a traditional community-based council found in parts of northern India, particularly in the states of Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. These councils have historically played a significant role in rural areas, primarily concerning matters related to social norms, customs, and disputes within their community. This typically consists of elderly male members from dominant castes or clans, and decisions are often made based on customary laws and traditions rather than formal legal statutes. And the way Siddhartha's death has been dealt with or been talked about reeks a lot like a Khaap Panchayat sort of vigilante justice. Isn't Alkuta Vicharana almost the same as Khaap Panchayat?